You may not know her name, but Mary Anning sold seashells by the seashore and was one of the greatest fossil hunters in history.
Let's dig into this.
Mary Anning was born in 1799 in Lyme Regis in Dorset, on the southern coast of England. Her parents were extremely poor. Out of 10 children, only Mary and her older brother Joseph would survive, and Mary almost didn't make it.
On August 19th of 1800, 15-month-old Mary was being held in the arms of a neighbor as a crowd watched a show put on by a traveling circus. Lightning struck the tree 3 women and baby Mary were under, killing all the women. Mary was rushed home and put into a bath of hot water and revived. The local doctor said it was a miracle. Neighbors said she went from a sickly baby to a curious, lively child after the incident.
She was lucky to receive a basic education from the local church, just enough so she could read and write. These were the days when the poor usually had no education at all. Mary would go on to teach herself geology and anatomy, borrowing books and scientific papers and copying from them for her own use.
The area of Lyme Regis has been called the Jurassic Coast for many years. Back in Mary's day, when it was popular for rich gentlemen to have a cabinet of curiosities filled with items collected from around the world, the snake stones, which were ammonite fossils, and devil's fingers, really belemnites, around Lyme Regis were prized for collectors. Mary's father had collected fossils over the years, selling them to help the family survive.
It could be dangerous. Many of the fossils were uncovered by winter landslides in the area and had to be collected quickly before they washed out to sea or another landslide covered them or anyone looking for them. By the time she was 6, Mary was collecting and cleaning fossils alongside her father and brother. It is claimed she was the inspiration for the tongue twister, "She sells seashells by the seashore."
In 1810, Mary's father died, leaving the family destitute. Mary's brother Joseph took an apprenticeship, and Mary continued to hunt for fossils, while their mother sold their finds. It was Joseph who uncovered a strange-looking 4-foot-long skull in 1811, but it was Mary who spent months digging the 17-foot-long skeleton out. People assumed it was a crocodile that had somehow made it all the way to southern England. It was sold several times before the British Museum bought it, calling it Ichthyosaurus.
By 1820, the family was selling their furniture to pay the bills. Their situation was so desperate that one of their best customers, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Birch, arranged to auction off some of the specimens he had purchased from them, giving the Annings the proceeds. Buyers came from Paris and Vienna for a 3-day event that raised an equivalent of £40,000 and made the family popular among collectors and scientists.
Mary would continue to make incredible finds, taking her little dog Tray wherever she went. In 1823, she discovered a complete plesiosaur skeleton, and it was such a strange creature that folks suspected it was a fake. The Geological Society of London held a debate where it was proven to be real, but Mary didn't get credit for her work. Like her discovery of the ichthyosaur skeleton, men would buy Mary's incredible finds and even write scientific papers on them, but they didn't give Mary credit. The Geological Society of London even refused to admit her, or any other woman, until 1904.
In 1826, Mary bought a house with a little shop she called Annie's Fossil Depot to sell her amazing finds. She was visited by many collectors and became known as a clever and well-educated woman. Her drawings and notes are amazing, even though she was self-educated. Lady Harriet Sylvester wrote that Mary understood more about science of fossils than anyone else in the kingdom.
In 1828, Mary discovered the first pterosaur found in Britain. It was called a flying dragon when it was put on display at the British Museum. She also wrote to her friend William Buckland, a geology lecturer at Oxford and the discoverer of Megalosaurus, that she suspected strange stones were actually the fossilized species of the plesiosaur and ichthyosaurs. Buckland named them coprolites.
Leading geologists and fossil hunters from all over Europe would consult Mary about anatomy and geology, and she was very generous, taking some on fossil hunting excursions and even helping with scientific papers. British geologist Roderick Murchison sent his wife Charlotte to study with Mary and become a fossilist herself. They would become lifelong friends.
By 1830, Mary was in grave financial trouble again. Her friend geologist Henry de la Beche Painted the watercolor we're showing, based on her great finds, and prints were sold to help Mary. Then in 1833, she lost her dog Tray in a landslide that came inches from burying her as well.
Her luck didn't improve, and in 1835, Mary lost most of her money. Her old friend William Buckland persuaded the British Association for the Advancement of Science and the British government to award her a yearly pension for her many contributions to the science of geology.
Mary Anning died in 1847 from breast cancer. She was just 47 years old. Her reputation suffered in Lyme Regis during the last few years of her life. She was being treated with laudanum for the pain, and town gossips claimed she had a drinking problem. But her friends knew the truth. The Geological Society raised funds for Mary, and the new Dorset County Museum made her an honorary member.
Incredibly, no British scientists had named a species for Mary Anning during her life, although two fish were named for her in the 1840s by a Swiss-American naturalist. In 1902, the Lyme Regis Museum was built on the site of her former home, but it would be many years before she received the recognition she deserved.
In 2010, 163 years after her death, the Royal Society recognized Mary Anning as one of the 10 British women who have influenced the history of science. In 2021, the Royal Mint issued commemorative coins with her discoveries, and in 2024, the Royal Mail issued a set of stamps celebrating Mary's achievements.
In 2018, a fantastic campaign called Mary Anning Rocks was started by an 11-year-old schoolgirl from Dorset. The crowd-funded campaign raised money to build a statue of Mary at Lyme Regis. It was unveiled May 21st of 2022 on the 223rd anniversary of Mary's birth.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, here's another Dragon Den video you might like.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
And you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when our videos come out.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.